Hi, Dr. Zach here. I wanted to shoot a quick video today to deal with a question I've been getting a lot this morning at the office. And I've had a lot of people come in and just tell me they're confused. They don't even know who to listen to, what to listen to, how to make a decision about what to process at this time. And if you remember several videos back, I talked about the different types of brain waves that we have, and that beta waves are typically our thinking, comprehending, understanding brain waves. And when we get stressed, when we get confused, when we get into a place of fear, those beta waves become super high beta waves, and that creates a state of confusion. It creates a state of us being easily manipulated. We can be drawn into things because we can't think rationally and make good decisions. Marketers know this. They know that if they can get us into a place of confusion, maybe plant a seed of fear, they can get us to take a quick action and buy their product or to get involved in whatever their program is. And so we have to keep in mind that if we're hearing messages that are based upon creating fear, creating confusion, the first thing we need to do is to try to shut those off. We need to turn those off because it's going to take away our ability to think rationally. Now, the comments that kept coming up is, I don't know if you're on Facebook or social media, but there's been several mainstream frontline medical doctors that have come out, and they shot a video the other day talking about using a hydrochloroquine to help treat the COVID-19. So people that are hospitalized, severe respiratory infection, we know that if they end up on the ventilator, there's a good chance they're going to end up dying. And so doctors have been using this HCQ, which goes back decades. It's been used for a long, long time to deal with respiratory type infections. Fauci came out and originally said it was a good thing. Then he's come out and said, no, there's not enough research, and so we can't use it. We have to turn away from it. Instead, we're going to wait for the vaccine. And so while Fauci continues to talk about us waiting for the vaccine, now he's put out another recommendation that not only do we need a face mask, now we put goggles on. We'll probably end up having to put a plastic bag over our head and cinch it down tight at some point. So anyway, we get this message that says, no, there's no treatment for this. There's no cure. There's no way your body can recover. We have to wait for the vaccine. And so we get in this panic mode and we don't act rationally. We're going to line up to get this vaccine because we're convinced that's the way that we're going to get back to life. So here's what happened is we got these frontline doctors that come out and say they're having great success. One gal treated 300 people, not a single fatality, everybody's recovered. That seems like that would be good news. That would actually give us some calming response, right? That would give us some hope that there's things to do. So what does the social media police do? They immediately, aggressively remove this video, and their fact finders come out and say, no, there is no cure. No, you have to wait for the vaccine. No, you have to stay masked. And so they want to keep us in this place of fear. So here's my suggestion, and I'm not telling you what to think. I'm telling you maybe how to think. If you can take and try to get your mind out of a place of fear and start thinking rationally. Think about who's saying what and what they have at stake, right? If you got a half a dozen doctors that are coming up and they're saying something that's counter media accepted at this point, going against what we're typically being programmed, what do they have to gain? What do they have to lose? Well, they don't have a whole lot to gain from the way I look at it. Is they might get some notoriety, they might get some recognition for something. They've got a lot to lose. Whenever somebody comes out and says anything against Big Pharma's agenda, against the American Medical Association's standard practices, they're going to get run out of town. We've got a senator from Minnesota who is a medical doctor, practicing medicine for 50 years. And he comes out with a video way back at the beginning of this whole COVID thing saying that the CDC told him to basically just put death certificate causes of death on the death certificate as COVID-19. In his 40 years of practice, he'd never been coached on what to put as far as the cause of death goes. So he started to create this thing that says, maybe we got to question what's going on. Well, short time later, he gets a letter from the state medical board saying, hey, we're reviewing your license, you're in trouble right now. He stepped out, said something boldly, and now he's facing some repercussions. That's what these doctors could be facing as well. We see it over and over and over again with anybody who's come out with a different narrative. So from my perspective is they're taking a risk. They don't have a whole lot to gain. They really could lose a lot. Maybe they think their message is important and we need to hear it. On the other hand, we look at Dr. Fauci. We look at how he's kind of saying the same thing as Bill Gates. We got to get this vaccine, and we know Bill Gates is the ultimate source on medical solutions for everything. He did a great job of dealing with viruses with Microsoft, and so that's why he's dealing with viruses for us now. Side story altogether. But we've got this message of fear that's being given to us that we're never going to get back to life. We're going to be in this place of perpetual confusion, frustration, not knowing what's going to be around the corner. When can we get out in public again? When can we feel safe? Well, the vaccine, that's going to solve our problems. So what do they have at stake? What do they have to gain? Well, coming out of Oxford a while back, it said that they're actually really afraid that we're going to get past this curve before the vaccine comes out. So think about that. They're afraid we're going to get well, we're going to recover, we're going to get past this thing becoming an epidemic, which it already is, technically, according to statistics. It's no longer an epidemic, even though we're still living in an emergency state. But nevertheless, if they get past this curve too fast, then they can't get the vaccine. How is that ultimate concern about you and your health and your family's health? To me, it's more of, we've got something that we could lose here if we get past this too fast. And that could be some revenue. What do they have to gain? Well, if you go back to a video that I shared way back at the beginning, I said that CNBC shared an article that said that for each dollar that they put into coming up with a vaccine, they expect to get $40 back. Then you take in and you look at how our federal government has basically given them that first dollar so that they can do all of the research and development. And so they've got literally, it could come out to literally being trillions of dollars of revenue coming from this vaccine that they have intending to go global. So they've got a lot to lose. They've got a whole lot to gain if they can keep us in this state of fear and questioning and really just kind of bowing down and conforming to what they say. So with that, what do we believe? Look at the source. Look at what they have to gain, what they have to lose, what they're putting on the line, and then what is their credibility? Do they have some credibility behind what they do? I don't know the last time that Dr. Fauci actually treated a patient. It's probably been a long time. He doesn't seem like he's too bright to be able to handle that from my perspective. I look at these frontline docs that are doing it day in, day out, right here, right now with this particular situation. I would be inclined to lean towards that. So anyway, I hope that that'll give you some peace of mind. I hope that you'll take some time just to, before you just irrationally act on something, to take some time and stop, pause, take a deep breath, think about the source, think about the message, think about, is there fear, is there panic, or is there hope, is there a solution? Until next time, this is Dr. Zach. God bless you guys, and be well.